friends, I'm Trisha. Welcome back to my channel. I wasn't planning on doing a midweek video, but here I am because I'm excited to share an update and an ongoing progress of a process that I've just recently started. And that is using colored pencils as the main or the hero art supply in little artworks. A couple of videos back, I had shared my experience of buying and trying out the Caran Luminance color pencils for the first time. These are mighty expensive, so I had started out with a small selection of 7 colors, and the idea is to slowly grow from there while getting familiar with the medium as well as the colors. So my initial thought was to use these colored pencils as the top layer of a finer detailing in mixed media. I feel the quality and the brilliance of these colored pencils are kind of lost in my opinion when I use them just as a detailing art tool or a top layer art tool. And I wanted to dedicate a sketchbook which is just using colored pencils. And that's the update I wanted to share, where I've started this sketchbook, details of which are in the description below. The sketchbook can't handle water-based medium well, so I'm not going to even try doing mixed media on this sketchbook, but it is kind of perfect for colored pencils. And I used just these limited colors that I had, and along with the museum aquarelle colors that I had selected in the same video that I had shared of the art haul. Now, I don't use water to activate these water-soluble color pencils. That's basically because I didn't want any warp on these pages of this particular sketchbook. It was just the want of a particular color, and hence I used the museum aquarelle. Now, while I started to do more sketches, I realized that just doing little compositions and little daily objects was a great way to start with the colored pencils. And the challenge was, of course, to stay within this color palette and not be tempted to really make this chili, for example, with a warm bright red, but to use the anthraquinone pink along with the raw sienna to get those tones which are brighter. Similarly, for the greens, say for example on this cacti, I didn't probably have the ideal green that would do justice to the real cacti colors or the cactus colors. But when you mix, say something like a turquoise blue along with the raw sienna, you get these beautiful greens that can actually pull off as some of the real or the natural greens. And for some of the darker greens, for the shadow areas, I used the dark sap green. I love this violet gray and the light aubergine, which I've used for some of the shadows. And I continue to fill the pages of the sketchbook. So this is a double spread that I did, again as a reference from Unsplash, I think this one. And just simple vegetables with the same color pencils. Now, a crucial thing is you will see the pen lines that have been used in these artworks, and that is basically a couple of things. One is this fine line Unipin waterproof and fade proof pen. This is a 0.5 and it's sepia toned, and it's great for just adding those details on top of the colored pencil sketches, or to outline it first and then to fill it with colored pencils. And I also subsequently bought the Pigma brush pen, and this is brilliant in my view. It's got a fine tip for those really small details, but at the same time, when you use it on its side or the edge, it gives these beautiful darker edges and shapes to the objects. And here you will see these the darker areas in between these plantains or bananas. are basically done with the brush pen. So this is from a photograph that one of my friends shared on Instagram, and I asked if I could use this for practicing my colored pencils. And this is from a photograph I took at Cafe Cotinga. We had gone for lunch with a couple of friends, and it's jackfruit season now, so a lot of these trees are laden with jackfruits ready for being harvested. Now I did sneak in a brighter yellow here, which is the lemon yellow from Camlin, because I was really missing that for some highlights of the jackfruit. And so while I still stayed in the limited scope of these colors, once in a while I don't feel bad in bringing in some other colors from extended sets. So with that, let me share the 5 new colors that I've now added to this Caran d'Ache collection. We're just going to swatch them out, and then we will do a little sketch in this sketchbook. Instead of investing in one go, which is of course a lot of price to put down in one go, I'm enjoying this phase of slowly building up the colors. So I got 5 new colors. Let me put this aside. So I'll just hold up these colors to the camera one by one and we'll swatch them out. So the first one is Naples Ochre. Grey Blue next. Beryl Green next. This is Moss Green. Looking forward to this as a natural green. So beautiful. It's like a olivey green. Last one for now is Burnt Sienna 50%. That's beautiful. Super. So just love these new colors that have just been added. I will also just quickly swatch these out on this smoother paper in the sketchbook to see the difference in experience and how the pigments show up. So for this next section, I'm thinking of drawing some mushrooms, and I'm just going to look up some references from Unsplash and see what inspires me. The challenge would be to do it without a bright red or a vermilion, and let's see how that goes. That was definitely fun to do. I'd also done a couple of more compositions early in the day where I'd used colored pencils as the sketching or the drawing tool right from the start. It's difficult for the camera to capture the initial drawings with color pencils, and hence I'm just sharing snippets in the next couple of minutes of how those two went. I used the micron tip sepia colored pen and the brush pen later to build the drawing as well as to add contrast later. So that's it, friends. I hope you enjoyed this little demo. I wanted to hero the Luminance colored pencils as the main art supply. I love the quality of these colored pencils, and I think there is so much joy in just using them as the main tool for sketching, coloring, drawing, and I hope you enjoyed this process too. Also, I must say that these sepia colored micron tip pen and the brush pen is such an amazing addition to sketching, and I love the detailing that is possible with them, especially to create some dark shadows. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, stay creative and happy painting.